They vanished. An entire people gone. The Greenland Vikings, once a thriving community, were swallowed by history. Their disappearance is one of history's most intriguing mysteries. How could a whole society simply vanish? Where did they go? What happened to the Greenland Vikings? The answers, like fragments of a forgotten saga, lie scattered across the desolate landscape of Greenland. We are left to piece together the story of their fate. It is a story of resilience and adaptation, but it is also a story of isolation, environmental change, and ultimately, perhaps, failure. The Greenland Vikings established their settlements in the 10th century, led by Eric the Red. They thrived for centuries, building farms, churches, and trading with Europe. But by the 15th century, they had vanished. What could have caused such a dramatic end to their civilization? Some theories suggest climate change played a significant role. The medieval warm period gave way to the Little Ice Age, making the already harsh environment even more challenging. Crops failed and livestock perished. The Vikings, who relied heavily on farming, faced starvation. Others believe that conflicts with the Inuit, who had adapted better to the cold, may have contributed to their downfall. The Vikings' European trade connections weakened, leaving them isolated and vulnerable. Archaeological evidence shows that the Vikings tried to adapt. They hunted seals and other marine animals, but it wasn't enough. Their harsh conditions and isolation took their toll. The remnants of their settlements, the artifacts they left behind, tell a story of struggle and survival. But ultimately, the Greenland Vikings disappeared, leaving behind more questions than answers. Today, archaeologists and historians continue to search for clues, piecing together the fragments of their story. Each discovery brings us closer to understanding their fate. The story of the Greenland Vikings is a testament to human resilience and the challenges of survival in an unforgiving environment. It is a reminder of how fragile civilizations can be and how the forces of nature and isolation can shape human history in profound ways. The story begins in the late 10th century with Eric the Red, a fiery Viking exiled from Iceland for manslaughter. Eric set sail westward, seeking a rumored land shrouded in mist. He found it a vast, icy island. Eric, with a flair for self-promotion, named it Greenland. He hoped to attract settlers. And it worked. Within a few decades, hundreds of Vikings had braved the journey. They established farms and homesteads. They built churches and a cathedral. Greenland was a new frontier, a place to start anew. Life in Greenland was harsh, but the Vikings adapted. They were skilled hunters and fishers. They learned to farm in the short summers. They built sturdy houses insulated with turf. They traded walrus ivory and polar bear skins with Europe. For a time, the Greenland Vikings thrived. They maintained contact with Norway and Iceland. They even had their own bishop. Their settlements, though small and isolated, were a testament to human resilience. They had made a life for themselves on the edge of the known world. But the world was changing. The climate, relatively mild when Eric the Red first arrived, began to cool. Winters grew longer and harsher. The growing season shortened. Sea ice choked the fjords, making travel and trade more difficult. The Greenland Vikings faced a new and formidable challenge: survival in the face of a changing environment. Section 5. The Inuit. The Vikings were not alone in Greenland. The Inuit, skilled hunters adapted to the Arctic environment, had lived there for centuries. Relations between the Vikings and the Inuit were complex. There was trade, but also conflict. The Inuit possessed knowledge that could have helped the Vikings adapt to the changing climate. But cultural differences and mistrust may have prevented the Vikings from learning from their Inuit neighbors. They clung to their old ways, even as the world around them shifted. Section 6. Starvation. The cooling climate took its toll. Crops failed, livestock perished. The Vikings, used to a more temperate climate, struggled to adapt. Food became scarce, famine set in. Bones unearthed from Viking settlements tell a grim tale of malnutrition and disease. The Greenland Vikings were starving to death. Section 7. Exodus. Did they all perish? Or did some attempt a daring escape? Some theories suggest that the Greenland Vikings, facing extinction, set sail into the unknown. Perhaps they tried to reach North America, where Viking explorers had briefly landed centuries before, or perhaps they attempted to return to Iceland or Norway, seeking refuge in a more hospitable land. The fate of these hypothetical voyages, if they indeed occurred, remains a mystery. Did they find new homes, or did they perish at sea, their saga lost to the waves? Section 8, Lost and Found. The last written record of the Greenland Vikings dates back to 1408, a wedding announcement from a church in Greenland. After that, silence. The settlements were abandoned. The once thriving communities, bustling with life and activity, suddenly ceased to exist. The reasons for their disappearance remain a mystery, shrouded in the mists of time. Their inhabitants vanished, leaving behind only ruins and artifacts. These silent witnesses to a bygone era stand as a testament to the lives once lived here. The longhouses, now mere shadows of their former glory, tell tales of a community that thrived in one of the harshest environments on Earth. These remnants, preserved for centuries by the cold, dry climate, offer tantalizing glimpses into their lives. The artifacts, ranging from everyday tools to intricate pieces of craftsmanship, reveal the ingenuity and resilience of the Greenland Vikings. Each item, frozen in time, provides a piece of the puzzle, helping us to understand their daily lives, their struggles, and their achievements. Archaeologists have uncovered the remains of Viking longhouses, churches, and workshops. These discoveries paint a vivid picture of a society that was both complex and sophisticated. The longhouses, with their sturdy construction, speak of a people who were adept at surviving in a harsh climate. The churches, with their intricate designs, hint at a community with a rich spiritual life. They have found tools, clothing, and even the bones of the Vikings themselves. These bones, carefully studied by scientists, reveal much about the health, diet, and even the causes of death of these ancient people. The clothing, often remarkably well preserved, gives us insight into their daily lives and the harsh conditions they endured. These discoveries tell a story of a people who lived, loved, and ultimately vanished from the pages of history. Their legacy, however, lives on through the artifacts and ruins they left behind. Each discovery adds a new chapter to the story of the Greenland Vikings, a story that continues to captivate and intrigue us to this day. Section 9. Lessons from the Ice. The mystery of the Greenland Vikings serves as a stark reminder of the power of nature and the fragility of human societies. These Norse settlers, who arrived in Greenland around the 10th century, established thriving communities despite the harsh conditions. They built farms, churches, and trading posts, adapting to the icy environment with remarkable ingenuity. Yet, despite their resilience, their society eventually vanished, leaving behind only ruins and unanswered questions. It is a story that resonates even more powerfully today as we face our own environmental challenges. The melting polar ice caps, rising sea levels, and extreme weather events are stark reminders of the delicate balance between human activity and the natural world. Just as the Greenland Vikings faced the relentless forces of nature, we too must confront the realities of climate change and its impact on our planet. The Greenland Vikings, though separated from us by centuries, offer valuable lessons about adaptation, resilience, and the importance of understanding the delicate balance between humans and the natural world. Their ability to survive in such a harsh environment for centuries is a testament to their resourcefulness and determination. They hunted, fished, and farmed, using every available resource to sustain their communities. However, their eventual disappearance highlights the limits of human endurance and the unpredictable nature of environmental change. Their fate serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder that even the most resourceful societies can succumb to the forces of history and the shifting tides of environmental change. The ruins of their settlements, now overtaken by nature, stand as silent witnesses to their struggle and ultimate demise. As we uncover ancient artifacts preserved in ice, we gain glimpses into their daily lives, their hopes, and their challenges. These remnants of the past urge us to reflect on our own relationship with the environment and the legacy we will leave behind. The Greenland Vikings may be gone, but their story, whispered on the wind across the icy plains of Greenland, continues to captivate and intrigue us. The barren Arctic terrain, with its stark beauty and unforgiving climate, serves as a backdrop to their enduring legacy. As we explore the frozen landscape, we are reminded of the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring quest for survival in the face of adversity. Their disappearance remains an enigma, a puzzle that we may never fully solve, but one that continues to challenge our understanding of history and the human condition. Archaeologists continue to dig through layers of ice and snow, uncovering ancient maps and artifacts that offer tantalizing clues about their way of life. Mysterious footprints in the snow hint at stories long forgotten, urging us to piece together the fragments of their existence. The Greenland Viking story is not just a tale of survival, but a profound reflection on the interconnectedness of humanity and the environment, a lesson that remains ever relevant in our modern world.